What's going on, guys? It's Cliffy here, back again with another International Cricket Captain 2016 IPL Career Mode as we look to take KKR, keep them unbeaten. Remember, they haven't lost a game as of yet, and we're looking to keep that streak going if possible. I do apologise for no video yesterday, just completely ran out of time to get everything done and sorted. I must say, I'm not liking these Kings XI uniforms whatsoever, but it doesn't matter because Gambier is gone, and that has been a big wicket for us. He has been crucial for us in these first couple of games, just getting us off to a very, very solid start. It's going to be up to Robbie Utapa now, who again has contributed with the bat. Probably not, I don't want to say not as much as we would like, because he hasn't really been given too much of an opportunity. Gambier and Lynn have been very, very good at the top of the order, so I'm not going to go and change that by any stretch of the imagination. Now, heading into games that have been going on recently. So, going back, I think it was to Sunday, was it Sunday night? I think Sunday night, New Zealand played India in a Champions Trophy warm-up game where New Zealand were completely all over the place, to say the least. I think we only managed about 150 or so batting first. We were just terrible, and then India got there quite easily. I think they didn't chase it quite down. It was affected by rain. But yeah, it was very, very easy in the end for the Indians, which is a bit of a concern because, you know, New Zealand are a pretty good side. And I did talk about this with a few people, that the setup of the New Zealand side, really the top four need to contribute and they need to hang around a long time. And then from 5 downwards, that's where the hitters come in. And hopefully they can go and do a good knock. Obviously, the likes of Corey Anderson, Santner, de Gronholm, Neesham. These guys are all guys who can hit a very, very long ball. So we need those top four, of Guptill, either Latham or Ronke. There's still a bit of talk over who is going to be the keeper. Williamson at 3 and then Ross Taylor at 4. And then after that, it is going to be your batters. Possibly Neil Broom could slot in at 5, actually. And have Anderson at 6. I think that still gives you enough batting, gives you enough bowling options as well. That's actually a good idea. I think that's what New Zealand should probably rock with, rather than what I said and have Anderson at 5. But India got there quite comfortably in the end. A little bit embarrassing to watch, but probably not as embarrassing as the English team last night. So they took on South Africa in their final third one-day international. South Africa did get a game back in this series. They were down 2-0 heading into this one. England, I think, at one stage were about 20 for 6. They managed to recover, scored 153, I think. But at the end of the day, that really is not enough. One-day cricket, that is definitely not enough. You're never going to have enough unless you're playing on an absolute pitch that's turning sideways or seaming up and down or doing heaps, which I don't think this pitch was. I think it was just some great bowling from Rabada and just some poor batting from the English by the sounds of it. But they got there in the end, and that's all that matters. Manish Pandey gone for 15 off 22. He just could not get started today. And we've got Yadav, Patan, and Shakib Al Hassan. So we've got kind of a little bit of a similar layout, it must be said, to the Kiwis at the moment. You know, we really need that top 4, even top 5 to score us those runs, and then we have those hitters down in the middle order that can get the job done. It's a good knock from Utapa. He made 54 off just 40 deliveries, but I'm thinking KKR are going to finish well and truly short of what they should get to here, unless Yadav and Yusuf Patan can go absolutely crazy towards the back end. But it doesn't seem to be happening that way. It doesn't seem to be happening at all for them today. Hopefully Patan can go and get something going. He has hit back-to-back 4s now, but then he's gone and edged one behind just like that. So Shakib, Narain, and after that, not really too much left to come, especially on a pitch that isn't really doing a whole lot. Like, I'd expect the spinners to get turned on this pitch because it seems to be it seems to be moving according to this. The turn and the wear is average. So, but the seam bowlers have just gone and done the job. They've got it done today. We have made over. I mean, we made over 120, which it was looking like that's all we were going to get at one stage. But 131, I think, against this Punjabi side is going to be very, very difficult. I mean, you've got Amla, you've got bloody Maxwell, you've got Heaps, you've got VJ, who's gone actually, so we won't talk about him too much. But Bihardine as well, very good limited overs player for the South Africans. So we are going to need to do, we're going to have to do a good one here if we're going to get anywhere near to trying to defend this total. We've got off to a very good start, it must be said. We've kept it very tight, very consistent. But Hashim Amla, not a shot you'd see from him very often, a shot like that. But it really is going to be up to the spinners, I think, of this game. If the spinners can get the job done, you know, I'm looking at you, Kxip. I'm looking at you, Narayan. Yusuf Pathan, you're probably going to get some overs in today, bud. We really need these guys to contribute for us big time. They are going to be the difference between winning and losing this game. And all of a sudden, you know, first ball we see from Narayan and already beating the outside of the bat. But I think if they can get something and just pick up some runs, you know, then they are still going to be in with a good shot. But that required run rate is still just above 7. And with the spin, as I said, if we can get the spin, contain, get wickets, break partnerships, then we are going to be in with a good shout. But we just can't seem to get anything coming off the edge, hitting the stumps, or even hitting the pads at this stage. Finally get an edge, but doesn't carry to the man in close there. And that is just the story of it. There's another one that's beaten the outside edge. So it is turning a lot, especially for Kxip, moving it away from the right-hand batsman. But 80 needed off the last 10 overs. Narayan, as I said, Yusuf Pathan is going to be fairly handy today. We're going to need some overs from him. And then from the seamers as well. They're going to have to come back strong. The Punjab seamers did it. We're just hoping that our guys can do it as well. Because, you know, these two are putting on a fairly decent partnership. They're just nudging around Narayan, which really is all you need to do. Play him out, which is what they've done. And they probably know they're going to get some overs from Yusuf Pathan. They're going to get some overs back from the seamers. And finally we get one to spin into the pad from Shakib Al Hassan. And that is Hashim Amla going for 41 off 44 deliveries. And Punjab are now 2 wickets down. Going to make that 3 wickets down. And it is 2 new players at the crease in the form of Maxwell and Behardine. So Shakib finished. He finishes with 2 for 23. Narayan, none for 25, which is a bit disappointing from the West Indian superstar. We really would have expected a little bit more from him in this situation, and it will be very interesting to see how Yusuf Pathan goes here. This over has huge implications in the match, and he gets Behardeen's second ball. Saha coming in now, and I think we need to go back to the seamers, I think. Unless Yusuf can pick up another wicket here, I think we need to go back to the seamers. Not necessarily Morkel, but Yadav was very good to start off with, and so was the other bloke. And we just, as I said, we just need another wicket. We just need ones, which is what we've got there. Maxwell bowled Yadav, LBW, and all of a sudden that run rate is continuing to just spiral up. I'm going to give Yusuf another over. I think we can possibly get something out of him. This is either going to be make or break, it must be said. And I think it is going to be make, because he's gone and got Saha, LBW, Pathan for 4. Patel in now, which is perfect for the off-spinner. This is what we needed when, it must be said, Narayan was bowling. And we could have possibly got away with a sneaky one there, but I think it did pitch outside leg. And Kxip Patel smashes that one away, and it is going to go for 4. So we've got 3 overs left. And we're going to need either an over from Morkel or... I'm going to go Morkel. I'm going to go with the overseas. I'm going to go with the experienced guy. And hopefully he can do just that. Pick us up a wicket. Kxip Patel gone. And now we do have 2 right-handers back in at the crease. That option to use Morkel is paying off so far. There's another edge. And that is another catch. So Kyle Abbott gone. And all of a sudden, 26 needed from the last 2 overs. We're going to bring back... this fella. Will probably bring back Yadav in the last over. If we need him, that is, because there's another one gone. Actually, you know what? We're going to go with Morkel. He got the job done. 21 off 6 needed. That's a pretty good start from Rishi Dhawan. He won't complain a whole lot about that with that 6. That's exactly what they needed. And Morne Morkel has done the job. KKR have defended 131. They win by 12 runs. You know, big ups to Atapa for that 54. And Yusuf Pathan, best bowling of 2 for 15. Did only bowl the 2 overs. It keeps KKR unbeaten as well. And now I think they are the only unbeaten side left in the comp, which is correct. Bangalore struggling down the bottom there. Have just played the 2 games, but just the 1 point for them so far. So after 4 games, things looking pretty good for the Kolkata Knight Riders at this stage of the IPL. I'm going to wrap things up here, guys. Do hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm going to go grab myself an LMP. Until next time, ka kite anoa. See you soon.